Here in Victoria, we're super lucky because we have a ton of great roasteries and great cafes. And unless you're some type of superhero, I don't recommend you try and hit all of them in one day. So welcome to day 2 of our coffee tour. Today, we're in Fernwood, and we're going to be checking out a wonderful little place called Little June, part of the Fernwood Coffee Company empire. They have not only great coffee, but great food. So let's head inside. A little bit of my personal bias. I worked for the Fernwood Coffee empire for a number of years over at the original Parsonage location. Worked here as a barista, I worked in the roastery, I've even worked in the kitchen. I like this place a lot. It's one of the places I insist I take friends whenever they're in town, either for coffee or for breakfast. And is one of the places that we're visiting that roast their own coffee. Very exciting. So I had to hide and seek really to sample the different single origin coffees they have. Again, one of the advantages of being a multi-roastery is there's always something new on the shelf, something very exciting. So you could sample either one of your favorite roasteries, a new coffee from there, or try something completely new. I just love it every time it's a new adventure and a new surprise. Their espresso game is also very solid, but I almost never get a chance to try it because I'm too absorbed in their brew bar. Go there on Sundays. That's the secret tech, because they do feature waffles made from scratch, and they're amazing. But if you don't get there by 2, they're going to be sold out. All right, we're here. Tart. It's such a little touch, but the presentation, the extra mile they go here means a lot. The wooden board, the glassware, serving the coffee in a carafe, it just makes it feel so much more special than coffee just showing up in a mug. So kind of a special treat here. I got my hands on a wonderful bag of Thai coffee, and what better treat than to share it with a friend. So Jesse, one of the owners here, is going to be brewing us some coffee. I'm very excited. So the story of this coffee, Jesse, is when I was in Thailand in 2013, I got to go to the Chiang Mai area. The Aka are apparently one of the hill tribes that grow coffee up there. So I got to visit there, which is all kinds of incredible. And then second story, when I was in Bangkok, I found this absolutely incredible cafe called Gallery Drip Coffee, where it's in an art gallery. Everything they do is by hand poured, hand ground, everything. And a friend just came back from Thailand and managed to get me not only coffee roasted by Gallery, but also grown in the Akaama area. And I'm super, super, super excited. And I also want to hear what your thoughts are. So what's the brew method we're using here? This is a Kalita. This is very similar to a pour over?
Yeah, this is the Kalita. It's got a flat bottom instead of like the big old hole like the V60 does. I kind of prefer it to the V60 a lot of the time. Brews a little bit slower than the V60. I also do a few more passes on this one with the water. Whereas with the V60, I like to get a lot of the water in quite quickly.
And then do a little spiral twirl thingy?
Yeah. I find with this one, I find just the Kalita is able to really get a lot of complexity out of the coffee. The coffees that have a lot of sort of sweetness and vibrancy up front, we'll often use the V60 for those. Just to try to, because having sort of a thinner cup isn't such a big deal.
Yeah.
The V60, because you're trying to, I don't know, like we usually just feel like we're trying to highlight that sort of brightness or that clarity with the coffee. But some of the coffees we get, we'll usually brew them on both brewers.
Test it ahead of time and feel which one you like the best?
Yeah,
totally. I just love the idea of zeroing in on a particular tasting note via the brew method, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cheers, friend. Yeah. I have a very hard time talking about coffee in Victoria without talking about the Fernwood Coffee Company, and I'm probably biased because I worked there for 3 to 4 years, but I love this place. Like, I really, really, really enjoy it. It feels like I'm going home every time I walk in. Let's talk about the coffee. Great espresso products, especially on the side. I believe they serve single origin coffee, but often way too busy in there because they have an amazing kitchen as well to get the brew bar going. But if you're in Victoria, go to Fernwood. Just do it. And little secret extra special thing, they have these cans of carbonated iced cold brew, and that's what we're gonna be trying today. And it's a little treat, and you should get one yourself. A little bit of confusing Victoria terminology. There's the Parsonage Cafe, owned by Fernwood, but not in Fernwood. What is in Fernwood is Little June, also owned by the Fernwood Coffee Company. So that's all clear now, right? Oh yeah. I love this stuff. So that was not as graceful. So the carbonated canned cold brew is like, it's genius. I love it so much. This tiny little product changed coffee to me in so many fun ways. Little shout out to the project I worked on, RoadQuest, was basically fueled by this stuff. We put 100 cans of this stuff in the trunk of the cars and just divvied it up throughout the whole trip. I don't know. 10 years ago, a younger, snobbier Serge would have thought that this was some type of blasphemy, and that like, oh, you've added sugar and you've carbonated and it's not pure. Yeah, I don't know, I just think this is genius and it brings me joy and I like it a lot. Well, friends, thank you very much for joining me on this coffee tour of Victoria. I don't want anyone to walk away from this thinking this list is exhaustive. There are so many good places here, and if you get a chance to visit Victoria and find a new place, let us know, let me know. I'm always excited to find new and exciting places. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.